New Year! Happy New Year, everyone. This is Sheila, BlueWater Oracle, and I am wishing you all the best for 2018. So welcome to a new year. I sat down on my computer at 11:11 this morning and I said, I want to join with you with intuition oracle cards to welcome in this new year, and also to be thankful for the full moon that we have going on right now. It's a wolf moon. Where I am, it's going to be a super moon, and it is a great way to start the year. So as you can see, I have sunshine starting to come into my home office. I've moved things around a little bit and getting settled and feeling the energy of this gorgeous new painting that I have. Thank you to Aransa, who I know through a networking group, for this gorgeous painting, and for Heidi for allowing it to come into my world and my home office. So 2018, what does this bring to us? As I was setting up my cards and setting up my crystals, what I felt was two important messages already coming through. One was to simplify, to keep things simple. We don't want to overcomplicate. I think we all tend to do that a little bit in our society. It's an easy thing to do. So just keep it a little bit simpler, and also keep things close to you. So what's important? What is the most important to you? What is of value? What do you need? What do you look for? And keep those things close to you. And I think this is going to be really important as we set our objectives, our goals, our visions, our dreams, our desires, whatever we're looking for 2018. And whether you take it day by day, which I do think is an important message as well, or whether you look all the way ahead, then you want to be creating what you need for your own life and what you desire for your own life. And you'll see those messages coming up tons and tons of time over the next little while as you go through your Facebook timeline and probably other social media as well. We create our own lives. So what are you thinking about? What are you envisaging? What are you creating? What are you setting up as dreams and goals? Keep it in mind. Pay attention for yourself. So let's look at some cards, shall we? I did not do my intention yet for this morning, so I would love to do that with you, to whoever's watching or might watch later, or just to put out into the energy. And this is also really important for me as an oracle intuitive. I work with oracle cards. It's something that has come into my life and that I have discovered, and it has discovered me, and it's been quite a journey. So I really want to share this. It felt important to share this on New Year's Day for myself as well as for all of you. So for whoever is paying attention to this and whoever is receiving this energy and this information, I invite you to take a deep breath with me as I connect with my cards and my oracle energy. I connect to the earth, through the earth, to my heart, through my heart and these cards, and out to all that is spirit. May the wisdom, love, and truth of those who see, feel, listen, and are connected to this live session, this recording, and also these readings through these cards. Thank you for helping us to receive information, guidance, details, insights, and messages that are most important to us in our lives and can help us to take our next step forward while we understand the current step that we are in and how the past has played a part in our lives. Thank you for helping us to release any binds, bonds, promises, vows, and codes that no longer serve us and recycle their energy to the universe. I ask for white light protection around us, this space, these cards, these readings, and all of its energies from now forward throughout the coming year and the future beyond. Thank you for helping us to be reminded of our connection to each other, to the universe, to the world, and to that which is unseen, the divine, the intuition, the beloved, in all ways that it is represented. I thank you. Thank you for joining me. So I have my 4 decks laid out that I often use. There are other decks around my home and my home office. So right now I have these decks. So I know that the Earth Magic deck wants to come up first. Earth Magic, Stephen Farmer. available through Hay House. And let's see. So while there are a lot of people who are predicting the future, I don't do predictive readings. So I am really looking at what energy could be helpful right now and how is it going to lead us into the next phase that could be really good for us. So let's see. Okay. So shuffling. So just breathe in whatever space you're in. Just take a breath and be open to your own intuitive guidance. It isn't about me, and it isn't about these cards only. It is about you and what you receive and how you receive it. So pay attention to messages, pay attention to signals and insights that might come through for you. So let's see. Here on this New Year's morning, where I am in Eastern Canada, Quebec, province of Quebec, just west of Montreal, just west of Montreal, in what is a very, very Arctic feeling zone where we've been at the minus 20 Celsius for almost a week since Christmas. Okay, so earth magic energies, what do we want to talk about? I'm shuffling. I know you can't see it in the camera. My apologies. Here we go. So I feel I'm going to do one card at a time. Sometimes I lay them out ahead, but this feels as though we're going to do one at a time. So the card for today, the first card, is the lightning card, the power card. So when you look at this, as I get used to the camera, when you look at this, you've got lightning, you've got power, and then you have this lightning coming with a really stormy vision of ocean, of water coming up against the rocks. And this feels all about what has happened. It feels all about where you've been in the last year, the last few years, actually, it feels. So I know just through friends and readings that I've done and through contacts that a lot of people are in a transformation, they're in a shift. There's times and things that are changing in big ways for people. So this power card, this lightning card, and specifically the water, the really rough, turbulent water underneath, feels as though it is particularly about what has happened. And the lightning, the power part, feels about where you want to be moving forward. So this is engaging your power, inviting your power back in, calling it into you, and then focusing it so that you can move forward in a way that is the most benefit to you, to those around you, to your own energy, and to the vision and the dreams that you have in your life. So whatever's happened, whether it was good, bad, ugly, extremely challenging, just a bit irritating, whatever it was, whatever this turbulent water and these rocks were happening, this is where you now want to be focusing, acknowledge what happened, be aware of that energy, but now you want to take the power. You want to take all that stormy energy and focus it as you move forward. So this is leading me into a next card. And this is what I call the domino effect, when one card leads to another, but they haven't already been pulled. So the Native Spirit Oracle cards by Denise Lynn, also available through Hay House. So this is these two decks are what I call my kind of power decks. They're the decks that I feel the most resonance with, and that I feel that when they come out and play, it's usually because there's important messages, as with all cards. The two other decks I have are gorgeous, and they serve their place as well, just different energy. So the Native Spirit, who's asking me to take a breath. So all that stormy energy is flourishing, is taking our breath away, is making us feel turbulent. So now we're going to breathe into that power as we look at the next card. Focusing and flow into the Native Spirit. Oh, there it is. All right. So this card is the Ancestors card. Okay. So the Ancestors with a stone circle, it looks like a stone circle, and birds, probably geese, flying in a V. So these are really important because they're showing us the direction. Geese, I'm sure in nature they have days where they just fly nonstop and do whatever, but They often, when we see geese, when people think about geese flying, we often think about them going north, or we think about them coming south. And there's a direction, there's a purpose. They're going to feeding grounds, or they're going to breeding grounds. So here, when we come out of this lightning power and we're being asked to focus, we want to be sure, what is our direction? Where are we going? Where do we want to be going? Okay. But we also have the power of the history, the ancestors. Now, to make these stone things, I don't know if you've moved stones around your garden, but I have, and they're heavy, and they're very challenging to move around, especially when you're on your own. So this feels as though it's one, reminding us to get an appropriate community for us, an appropriate group of people. And in this society, especially where I am in an industrialized Western world, there is a call to move away from people because of the computers, these joyous technologies with the webcams and our telephones and our social media, which is great and has wonderful things. But there's a call here to say, where's your circle? Where are your group of people? Can be loved ones, can be friends, can be contacts. So make sure that you have this group of people because they help you with your direction. They help you stay on track. And then, of course, we have the ancestors, right? So when you're feeling as though your direction, that the sunlight shining on your direction is very difficult to see, remember that you can call in your ancestors. You can call in people who you may know, you may not have known. They may be recent history. They may be very, very far beyond. And just call them in because they have a wisdom. Are they all knowing? No, because they're our ancestors. They're not all knowing in my understanding, but they do have knowledge. They do have understanding, and they can be a part of your journey. Okay, so call in the ancestors. So we have the direction, knowing where you're going. So this goes back to the vision, to the focus, to the dreams. So perfect day, New Year's Day, it makes sense. It's on my mind, so it makes sense that it would feel as though it comes through on the cards. Then we have the keeping your tribe, your circle, your gathering of people, your contacts, friends, family, can be business contacts as well, or work contacts. Where is that circle? Because they help you to build and they help you to keep that vision flowing. So it's also a reminder, as it comes into my head, it's a reminder to check, who's your tribe? Who are you spending time with? Who are you hanging out with? Are they helping towards your goals and missions and dreams, or are they pulling you away? So be aware of that interconnection between the two. And then you can call in on your ancestors so that they may be helpful, they may be useful to you as you are making decisions and wading through the storm that's on the bottom of this card. Whoops, sorry, trying to get it so you can see it. So that it's wading through those rocky outcrops that you might have hit and you might still be hitting. All right. So now we're going to go, I think all the cards are going to play each deck. So I'm going to put those down. Now we're going to go for the soul coaching card. So it's reaching a different depth. So I thank you to the Native Spirit Oracle cards for coming out and speaking to us. This is my first live video reading. So anybody who's watching this and joining, I so appreciate it. So hi. So hi to Pat. I think Pat and Marie, I see that you joined for even a little while, and I appreciate that. And let's see. Hope Happy New Year to you both. All right. So these are the Soul Coaching Oracle cards, also by Denise Lynn. So now we're going into our soul, and our soul is always playing. Of course, they're always playing. It's always teaching us. It's always part of our journey. And sometimes it calls up and it knocks and it talks a little more intensively. And so we learn to listen, or not, as the case may be, depending on the person. Gorgeous. So the card here is the opening card. So a vision of a woman, looks like a woman, in this big heart energy, full of pinks and reds and flowing energy. The affirmation on this card is, I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. So if you're feeling stuck and you don't know where you're moving towards, you don't know where you're going, then this is what you want to look at. I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. Okay? I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. Because that can help you to get into that dream mode, get into that vision mode, get into that, what do I need? What do I want? What am I looking for? And this is saying that if there's anyone out there who feels as though their heart is a little constricted, a little tight, as they've been through the last few years, this is a call to say your soul wants you to open. So it doesn't necessarily mean open just to another person, but it means to open to that energy of the universe, to open to what is feeling wonderful and what is possible and what is already all around us. And really noticing. So that gratitude point is, I know a lot of teachers, a lot of speakers talk about it, but it really is important. So something as simple as gorgeous sunlight coming in through a window, having beautiful artwork next to you, having friends and family to join time with, having somebody that you're watching online that you appreciate, meet other people, sharing messages together. This is all part of that opening, because as we connect, so may others connect. And the circle, that beautiful heart circle, is interconnected through us. Okay? Now, so we've opened, we've had that little chat from our soul. As my sunlight comes through, I'll move forward a little bit, so hopefully you can still see me in the sunlight. So now we're going to go with the Gateway Oracle cards. So I said all four want to play. These are also by Denise Lynn, so I have 3 of her decks. I just resonate nicely with her energy and her decks. So Gateway, where are we going? Where are we moving forward here? What else do we need to know? So on this New Year's Day, 2018, soaring into joy. Soaring into joy. So fun picture. So it's got a person, a woman, who's literally soaring, being carried through the wind with balloons and clouds, and she's holding her hat and she's in the wind. She's in a pretty dress. And the affirmation is, childlike wonder fills my life. So because of responsibilities, because of things that we feel we need to accomplish or we have to do or we have to get done, sometimes we forget the childlike wonder. We forget that joy, and to allow that joy to come in. So as we've gone through these cards, we have the power helping us to focus, to look forward, to leave behind some of the trauma. We then have the ancestors and that direction and that tribe bringing us up. And then we have the opening with the heart, our heart being big, wanting that connection, wanting that opening in all different ways. And now we get joy, soaring into joy, but not just any joy, the childlike wonder. And that's because when you look at children in their purest sense, they see joy everywhere. They play, they imagine, they explore. And as adults, we have often lost that. So if you have children around today on this New Year's Day, or as we continue into this holiday season, I invite you, I encourage you to share in their joy, to play. Yeah, the dishes need to get done. Yes, the meal needs to get done. Maybe you need to shovel. Maybe if you're somewhere warm, you need to go out and run some errands, or to go pick up a family member for a gathering. But remember to have some joy with the family. So perhaps you're going to sing together. Maybe the kids are going to do an imaginative presentation. Maybe you're just going to watch through their eyes as they welcome in the new year, perhaps for the first time. So childlike joy, right? The balloons. Get yourself some balloons. If you're feeling blah, get some balloons. Have some fun. Have some joy, create some joy. And if you don't have anyone around you who can really do that, then I invite you to connect with people online. Is it the same? No, but we can connect. We can connect and we can feel that connection. So I invite you to do that. All right. So we have 4. Now, I feel as though I want to go back. I don't think we're going to go on too much longer. So thank you again for joining me. So we're going to go back to the Earth Magic cards. And this feels like it wants to have one other message for you. Sorry. They actually feel as though they all want to talk. All my decks feel as though they could talk all day. They're having a good time. They're enjoying it. They like the energy today. They like my energy because it's light and feeling fluffy and high and great. So, So as you shuffle, sometimes you get cards that jump out that leap at you. So I'm just going to double check. Do I want the top card? Yes, I want the top card. So the top card here is the DNA card, the karma card. So it's a serpent going around sort of a DNA with a DNA strands. So some people call this serpent actually the tree of life, depending on the organizations and the belief systems. And karma, people have different beliefs. So what is coming up as I look at this card for you is to remember, it doesn't feel, I'm asking if it feels as though it's about, working on karma and having things forgiven and things fixed and worked on. And it kind of feels as though that is sort of a subtext saying, yeah, that's all there and we know about that. But what really feels as though it wants to come up here is that as humans, we share same format of DNA, different species, shape, same format of DNA. But at the basis, we're all very, very similar. We all have things that are in common with how our bodies are formed. And amongst humans, specifically as we start this new year, this karma card, this DNA card with this tree of life, these serpents, feels as though it is saying, remember that you are all connected. And this is a thought that I've had in my mind for a little while when I think about sort of what am I working on, what is my work with these cards and this intuition. And so this feels as though it's for me, but it's also for all of us to remember that we are all connected. And we're all connected in more ways than we notice. So to a complete stranger, somebody you've never met before, somebody you have no familial, no friend, no business connection, you are still connected to them. You're connected by the fact that we have DNA in common. You might have also had previous journeys together. You might have had karmic connections together that you don't know about. You might also just connect with them because they're a human and they have a soul and they have a heart and they have a spirit and they have a journey. So please remember this and encourage this in others that you see. When you connect with people, remember to, above all, to be kind, to be compassionate, to recall that they're on their own journey and you may not know all the details of it. But by understanding that we're connected, you can see things in a different way. You can send them positive vibes or good thoughts or good intentions or wish them well, whatever feels good to you. So to me, this karma card, this DNA card, for the majority of people who will get this energy, it's to remember that we are all connected and to enjoy and to revel in that connection because it is actually quite miraculous. It's quite amazing. For some people, sure, there's a little bit more. For someone listening or who will see this, there's an aspect of health. There's something that needs to be released from the past. Not necessarily a karmic thing, just that it's a bit stuck. It's a bit stuck in you. So pay attention to that inner thought as you go through medical things, as you go through trying to figure out what is going on and why are you going through this health concern. Pay attention if you feel that there's some energy just stuck and try to either get help, get assistance from someone who does this kind of work, or just meditate and be aware of it yourself and try to ask for that stuckness to be released, to get some light going into it, to get some connection going into it. I think that will be important. as I talk, I think there is somebody else who's going to hear this who really does feel as though there's a karmic craziness going on. And the message there is to not get stuck in it yourself. So yeah, there may be karmic messages. Yes, there may be things that you need to learn and to understand, or that have to be shifted from previous energies and previous journeys. But just be aware. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit here. There we go. But just be aware that you don't want to get stuck in that. You want to be aware of it. You want to know what's happening so that you can take that knowledge and move forward. The idea of the karmic in this sense doesn't feel as though it's so that you have to get stuck and you have to stay there. It's really so that you can be aware of it and see how it's impacting your life, and then use it as a tool and as knowledge as you move forward. The same as if you read a new book or got a new reference manual, you would use it as a tool and as information. So that's the same thing you're going to do with this karmic knowledge or the sensation and feeling about that karmic energy. So we have 5 cards here. Sometimes 5 is a representation of change. It's a new year. There's things that are shifting, things that are coming and going. And hopefully you're going to be using the focus, the direction to move things forward for yourself. I would normally stop there because that's what I thought, but no, I have 1 card nagging at me. The Native Spirit Oracle cards are nagging me. So let me give them a moment. I think they just want to pop in and do a quick little, vision. There we go. Grandmother Earth. So we are always connected. Grandmother Earth. What are we blossoming? What are we creating? What are we planting right now that will blossom in the near future? Okay. Sunlight is coming in, literally as it is in my room right here. You are supported by ancestors, hence the grandmother. You're supported by the earth and that connection. And through the other cards, we've also seen that spirit connection. So this is Sheila with BlueWater Oracle on a Facebook Live on New Year's Day. I'll put that card out, just let it go out. And it is just after 11:30, 11:40 Eastern Time. And I wish you all the best for your 2018 health, prosperity, abundance, flow, fun, joy, because we had a lot of that. So the wonder, magic in the best sense. And I hope that we will connect in other ways. Light blessings to you. All the best.